बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आज का हमारा ब्लॉग है सुनील गावस्कर। सुनील गावस्कर इंडिया टीम के एक बेहतरीन ओपनर थे। उनका हर स्ट्रोक किताब में लिखे हुए स्ट्रोक के मुताबिक होता था। उन्होंने कभी भी इल्लीगल शॉट नहीं मारी। आज हम आपको उनके पहले मैच की झलकियां दिखाएंगे। तेंदुलकर का और गावस्कर का मुकाबला अक्सर होता है, लेकिन तेंदुलकर भी पहले मैच में कामयाब नहीं हुए थे। लेकिन गावस्कर की बैटिंग देख के आपको महसूस होगा एक लेजेंडरी बैट्समैन ने क्रिकेट में कदम रखा है। आइए हम आपको दिखाते हैं गावस्कर का पहला मैच।
Flipped away by the little Gavaskar. 2 more runs. And a misfield, giving him a third.
Snow now to Gavaskar. And one more. It's interested in a single, but it just can't be there, not with D'Oliveira. That's a nice little chop down the third man. Illingworth chasing it. Engineer is coming back for a third. Okay. Here's the card showing how they lost Mankad, caught behind, and Waddicker mishooking, caught at short mid-wicket. Engineer promoted in the order from number 6 to number 4, and it's John Snow to bowl now to Gavaskar from the pavilion end. Fielder is boycott. 1 run. That I think was leg byes. D'Oliveira is fielding it. Will be 2 runs. Engineer coming back for a third. Nearly 5 and over. And Gifford to little Gavaskar. What a fine shot. Down the wicket. Lofted it a bit, but right off the meat of the bat. Encouragement there from Engineer, who really enjoyed the stroke. It's another fine shot. It's 4 straight. This is really a most challenging piece of cricket. It's a nice shot by Gavaskar. Gifford's fielding, and they're only taking the 1. Just as well. Oh, they got an overthrow. Rather luckily. All ricocheting off the stump.
सुनील गावस्कर एक ऐसा बैट्समैन था, जब भी भारत पे मुश्किल वक्त आता तो वो शीशा पलाई दीवार की तरह साबित होते। मैं जिक्र करूंगा 1979 में, जब इंडिया को इंग्लैंड ने 459 रन का टारगेट दिया कि जीतने के लिए। तो ये एक मुश्किल टारगेट होता है चौथी इनिंग में। तो गावस्कर जीत गए। उन्होंने 210 रन के लगभग 221 रन की एक इनिंग्स खेली, लेकिन वो ऐन वक्त पे आके आउट हो गए। बाकी बैट्समैनों ने कोशिश की, लेकिन अभी 9 रन बाकी थे कि मैच ड्रा हो गया। तो आइए आपको इस मैच की भी झलकी दिखाते हैं। थैंक यू।
The firm nudge off the legs again. And this just about making the 4. Yes, over the ropes, and Gavaskar picks up another boundary. So he goes on to 10 out of an opening stand at the moment from 3 overs of 14. Overpitched, the chase for Bob Willis. And certainly 2 runs and possibly 3. Gavaskar turning for the third. So the score going up to 20 in good time. Oh, it's beautifully placed. Perfectly to the pitch of it. Willis herring after it down to the main scoreboard there. It's just going to beat him and go over for 4. First boundary of the morning. A delightful extra cover drive by Sunil Gawaskar takes him on to 50. 50 to the Indian opener. Perfect illustration of the drive through extra cover. So he's made 50 in fine style out of an opening stand of 88. And placed nicely away by Gavaskar. I suppose it's really interesting in many respects. I think a few years ago, anybody with 14 wickets would hardly likely to be picked on a tour. And despite his lack of wickets this year, he's taken 180 altogether in test matches. This, oddly enough, is his 50th test match. And that's got away off an outside edge despite 5 men there. Gower chases, and 101 up on the board. So a fine century opening stand by Gavaskar and Chauhan. Gavaskar now on 59, Chauhan on 39.
Willis, Vauxhall end again. This is his 15th over. He'll take his runs on to 42, and Gavaskar's to 66. Who is about to bowl to Gavaskar.
Well, Mike Hendricks off the field for some reason at the moment, so that means has to be a bowling change at this pavilion end. Slipped in the gully, the gully in fact quite deep for Gooch, cover extra under mid-off. I seem to remember Gooch coming on at Lord's, mind you, and getting rid of Gavaskar there. And gets a nice full toss as a gift to start with, and it's put gloriously through mid-wicket for 4. The single down to long leg brings up the 150 for India. 150 coming up here in the 72nd over. 86 of those to Gavaskar and 55 to Chauhan. You're mentioning Chet and Chauhan. So we'll look at our records here and see it's not the first occasion he's taken part in a lengthy opening stand. Partnership of as many as 405 in Ranji Trophy cricket for Maharaj Shatra, which is a record in that cricket. 405 for the first wicket. And there's runs there for him. Over pitch on the leg stump. He's hammered that wide of mid-on. That'll go through for 4.
Splendid stroke to bring up the 100 for this fine batsman.
Please stay off the wicket.
100 to Gavaskar. And
Don't upset the batsman.
spectators rushing on, uncaring of whether anyone else wants to applaud Gavaskar or not, and just trying to get themselves onto television.
That's through for the runs that these two required to establish a record for India against England. That's the best opening stand that the Indians ever made against England. 203 the previous best, and one has got to go back to 1936 when Vijay Merchant and Mushtaq Ali put on 203 at Manchester. It's a beautiful shot. Half volley, admittedly, but put away in really glorious style to extra cover.
Parker. Oh, and what a risky single just to get off the mark of that pair. Gavaskar responded very well. It's a lovely shot from slow ball, very well picked up. Gavaskar quick to seize on that. That's his 12th boundary. And there's his 150. That's a great knock. 150 out of 253. Beautiful innings from Gavaskar.
Plenty of lengthy discussions between Bray and his bowlers. It's reached now a stage not how to attack the batsmen, but how to contain them. And the field has changed quite drastically since play began. No close catches in sight now, and England push back on the defensive. He's gone, hit that over the top. Cleared the ring of inner fielders for 4 more. And Indian players enjoying not only the score but the lovely sunshine here at the Oval. Gwaskar already with one record to his name here. His record opening stand, 213. Needs another 11 to make the highest score by an Indian in this country. And there's 4 of them. The rare occasions that Peter Williams dropped it short outside the off stump, and as we've said repeatedly, this little man very, very seldom misses a loose ball. That single brings Gavaskar also to 500 runs in the series.
Here's his 200. A super innings. Magnificent performance.
To your own batsman by disturbing his concentration.
Oh, that's just what you need. Some idiot wanting to throw his arms around you and giving you a poke in the nose as well just after you've made 200. The worst thing about all this is that it stops the batsman who's done so well receiving the proper plaudits of the crowd. And you can't have anyone who's played better than Gavaskar today. 200 out of 324, 431 minutes, and he hit 19 boundaries. It's the 3rd double century of his Test career, and only the 2nd 200 made by an Indian player against England. That's what umpire Constance keeping his eye on, that clock, and it's now clicked over to 5 o'clock. There's a good shot for 4. If anyone can catch it, it'll be Paul Parker. Yes, just does it, and saves the 1 run. There's 3 to Van Sarken. Leg by signalled, and that will be the sign for the umpires now to say it is a minimum of 20 overs to be bowled from this moment. An indication of what they're having a go at in these last 20 overs. There will be a few palpitating hearts up there, a few fast-beating pulses on the Indian dressing room balcony. There can be more than the 20 overs in the final hour, just a reminder on that. It's unlikely that the fielding side will be dashing around to bowl 23 or 24. Let's just assume that it's going to be 19 and that the requirement is 100 runs. That's a great shot. Then Saka straight over the head of the umpire, straight over the top of the stumps. Well, that's what happens when the luck's running with you. Nicely fielded by Butcher. So now Gavaskar has equalled highest ever Test innings by an Indian player. That little edge stroke past leg stump. He's made 203. Man is at deep backward square. That's Peter Willey. .350 comes up. .204 to Gavaskar, and that now beats the Nawab of Pataudi's previous record of 203 not out at Delhi 63-64.
The sweep shot in his armoury. The ball bowled at leg stump and just outside.
Well, a superbly placed shot there by Gavaskar. Saw the big gap there between long on and mid-wicket and smacked it right in the middle. Records and achievements going by the board here. That single takes Gavaskar on to 221, his high score in Test match cricket, beating the 220 he made against the West Indies at Port of Spain in 70-71 season. And he's gone. So the end of Gavaskar, Botham comes on and does the trick. Gower takes a catch at mid-on and is at the end of Indian hopes. Well, it's certainly the end of one of the finest innings we've seen here at the Oval for many, many a long day. Superb performance by little Sunil Gawaskar. 8 hours, 7 minutes for a magnificent double century. 24s in that innings, which the few privileged people here will remember for a long, long time, and none more so than those English fielders out there. He's kept them at bay, hasn't given a chance over that long, long period, and has finally proved to any doubting people in this country